start with an apology. I was supposed to be Kathy, who is our McDonald's client, on stage, but she said yesterday she couldn't do it. So you are stuck with a middle-aged ginger bloke. So I do apologise about that. But I'm Tom. I'm the founder of a business called Automated Creative, and the clicker machine isn't working. Right, well, this is going to be a really tense 25 minutes. Oh, there we go. Right, so you've probably heard of McDonald's. You may have heard of Automated Creative. So this is what we do in one easy line. So we make and optimize ad creative. We make stuff, that's what we do. But we do that using live data from the platforms. When our ads go out live, we pull in the data from the Googles and the Metas of this world, and we combine that with human insight. So we're not an agency. We don't make stuff and just kind of put it out there, but we're also not like a dumb DCO platform that just whirs away in the background. So that's enough about us, but that's who we are for context. So what I'm going to talk about is how we use our technology and service to drive creative effectiveness for McDonald's, but doing that in an efficient way, but crucially using dynamic ads to help them understand why their ads work. But before we get into that, let's go back in time. So 1937, the McDonald's brothers opened their first restaurant, which is a fairly standard burger restaurant. You drive up, someone will come to your car, you make an order, and then that was all great. And that ran for about 10 years. And then they thought, well, look, let's explode this. Let's change it. Let's change the way that hamburger restaurants work. And this is from the film The Founder that you should probably watch. It's really good. And what they did is they closed the restaurant for 3 months, and then they sketched out on a tennis court where all the different things were, like in the kitchen itself. So they got like the griddle, the finish, the burger slide, and they just theoretically worked out how all their talented individuals could work with technology to find a better way of making burgers. So that's what we're really trying to do with our technology and with McDonald's. And what they came up with was this thing called speedy service. And so they looked at all the things that didn't sell on the menu and got rid of them. They removed all the fat, all the inefficiencies, and got really talented people with the technology of the time to deliver a product that everyone loved. And for the geeks in the room, their font is called the Speedy font. Yeah, there you go. Probably not very interesting, but there you go. And then in 1954, this guy, Michael Keaton, plays Ray Kroc, and he showed up, and he cannot believe that there's no waiters and waiting staff, that you've got to go and pick up the food. There's no plate, there's no knife and fork. You get it in a bag. But he sees the potential in this, and he thinks, right, well, I can franchise this business, I can change it, I can make it work in a completely different way. And he did basically like elbowed the McDonald's brothers out the way, and McDonald's have become the brand that it is. So, and MMM, it doesn't stand for media mix modeling. Sorry, that's a little ad tech joke there. Sorry, that is terrible. So basically, the brand exists today because the brand always shows up in a beautiful way. The product always shows up in an excellent way. It doesn't matter where you are in the world, no matter how big they get, no matter how complex the menu gets, it always shows up in a lovely, beautiful McDonald's way. And so that's what we're trying to do with our technologies. When it comes to their ads, the same thing happens. And because McDonald's have always done this, they've taken smart people, great technology, working in a passionate way to deliver a great product and service. And that's really the ambition of the digital team at McDonald's, who I'm trying to represent today for Kathy. So that's where they want to get to. They want digital excellence at scale. So that's the ambition. But man, this is really, really difficult to do. So McDonald's have to run 330 campaigns across 15 platforms with over thousands of creatives, right? That is an eye-wobbling amount of ads that need to be made. But that's just like kind of standard. That's just base level for McDonald's, right? So when we met them, we showed them some research we'd done where we analyzed 6 billion impressions, and we were able to prove with automation that you can increase the value of media spend by around 17%. So these thousands of ads that need to get made, we need to optimize those ads. So there's this ginormous amount of content that needs to get made. And the reality is that the majority of, a huge chunk of marketers are not even doing this. So I don't know, you ask yourself, are you optimizing your creative in flight, or are you just setting it and forgetting it? So quick quiz, let's make this a bit interactive. So based on our research of 6 billion ads, how many ads do you think is optimal just for an awareness campaign on Meta? So hands up for A, 4 ads. Got a couple over there, 7. 15, everyone else 15? Well, it's none of those. It's 36.49. right? Like nearly 37 ads just for an awareness campaign on Meta. It's like, that is what you need to do to be at excellent. And McDonald's are already having to make 1,000 ads as it is. So the scale is ginormous. And conversion's a little bit easier, around 15. But some of you going, oh yeah, whatever, ginger lads, just do that thing on Meta dynamic ads. Just do that. Well, actually, The Verge came out against this quite strongly recently. And the way that we see it, and it's interesting to echo the points on the panel before, that marketing, advertising, it's a human endeavor. What we're doing as brands is talking to another human being, right? So a small group of marketers talking to very large people. But fundamentally, we're trying to take what we love and understand about this brand that we're working on, and we're trying to share it with a human. But there's a tendency in our industry to shove technology in the middle. Oh, let's whack AI in there. Let's make it a bit cheaper. Let's make it a little bit more efficient. If you get rid of the human touch, you get rid of the emotion. If you get rid of the emotion, you get rid of the effectiveness. So when you're thinking about these things, automation's great, AI's fine, but really, are you doing your best as a human to communicate with another? So that's also a problem for McDonald's. But then they've got like this most incredible, right, I don't know why we've lost my beautiful slides that I spent all morning on. But anyway, okay, right. Imagine a slide with lots of images on it. And basically for every single item, chicken nuggets, Big Mac, fillet of fish, fries, there is a document on how that product should show up in paid advertising. There's like a book on every single product, right? So McDonald's are the brilliant visual brand that they are because they have this just absolutely fastidious approach to branding. So we can automate their ads, but we can't make them look shit. They need to look beautiful, and that's what we do. Guys on the desk, any chance of getting the images up on there? Having a little think. I'm just going to let that tension just seek in. Right, fuck it, I'll carry on. Okay, I can say anything I want now. I don't even know, I can just make it up. So McDonald's, they've got this really tight brand guidelines that they need to fit to. But also, we've got data from Google that said 70% of campaign success comes down to creative, 56% of ROI on Meta comes from creative. And I think there's a bit of a weird thing in the performance industry where we go, oh yeah, creative's it's really important. Yeah, but that's quite broad. That's quite a large area. So what we're doing for McDonald's is helping them understand which are the specific creative elements within their ads that are driving the outcomes they want. I bet all of you will be able to point to the ad that worked best last year. If I said, what was your best ad last year? They'll go, yeah, I know which one that was. But if I said, why was it the best ad? I don't know. No one's got that data. So that's what we're doing for McDonald's, is we're helping them remove the mystery around why their ads are working. And we got slides. So the challenge for McDonald's is they need scale. They need a fuck ton of ads, and they need them very quickly, and they've got to be brand safe, right? You can't have a dodgy looking McDonald's ad anywhere. But also they need quality as well, right? So beware the automation that just cranks out stuff easily and quickly. It's got to be beautiful. It's got to be on brand. It's got to do the creative job. It's got to create emotion within the audience. So here's how we do what we do. We have three very simple things. We have a strategic function, right? So we plan all of our campaigns to be optimized at key points. We do not set and forget. Never set and forget. We plan key moments where we're going to test our hypothesis, see what works, make more of the things that work, and take away the things that don't. And then we have an amazing platform. I will show you the platform, not now. I'm not going to do your platform demo, but I'll be around if you want to chat through. And then finally, the thing that we really, really love is to give insight. So we want to create actionable intelligence, right? If anyone's out there speaking to a supplier who's saying, hey, we should move the logo from the left to the right. Oh my fucking God. What difference is that going to make? Very, very little, right? I want to tell McDonald's and our clients what is driving emotion within the ads. What is making people feel things, not just changing the background color from pink to blue. Right, so how does it work structurally? They have two brilliant agency of records that have Leo Burnett and OMD. And traditionally, Leo's would do some of the best creative there is, and they pass it over to OMD and they put it out there. But now we've come along to be a necessary third partner where we sit in the middle. In terms of roles and responsibilities, Leo is to create a creative platform. They're the brand guardians. They tell us what the design look and feel is like. OMD do the brilliant media job, but we sit in the middle, so we hit that production scale. We run those test and learns, and we give creative reporting. We report to McDonald's back why their ads work, and that's the key thing that you need. Oh, so I can't even see me on arrows. Right, so Leo's passed the stuff on to us, then that goes to OMD, but then we pull the data back live in the campaign to help guys understand why they work. So if we go back to the analogy of them working out how the most optimal way to make a kitchen work, you've got different skill sets. You've got what a creative agency is brilliant at coming up with campaign platforms, lateral thought, thinking different, making the brand stand out. Then you've got us that can hit the scale, do the creative test and learn, help them understand why those ads work, and then a brilliant media partner with OMD. Sort of working together in the perfect kitchen to create our own speedy system process. But does it work? Yes, thank fuck, otherwise it wouldn't be here. So this is just a very a small snapshot of what the ads look like. So every single one of our ads looks absolutely beautiful. We can create all the formats for all the platforms, for all the audiences. We can report back on which ads work and why for every part of the funnel, for every bit of every ad that McDonald's does. And results-wise, we've seen a massive improvement in media performance versus business as usual. And the second one makes me kind of want to weep with founder joy, is that we can maintain the same results for them without the need for promotions. Without the need for promotions, I can't believe it. And then finally, we're giving insight into why those ads work. So to kind of wrap it all up, the balance between Leo Burnett, OMD, and Automated Creative. We're our only kind of speedy service system. We can deliver brand-safe ads at scale. They improve over time. We can tell them why they work. And it's beautiful, simple, and easy way. So if you really want to look at me again, there's my email address, and there's a QR code to my LinkedIn. I've no idea how long that was, or if that was indeed any good, but I'd love to take some questions.
Tom, that was awesome. In the face of massive adversity, with you being dropped in it at the last minute and the tech not working, I'm afraid that it's not over yet. So we're getting questions from the audience, and you're being heckled from the audience as well. So the first question is, why is the McFlurry ice cream machine invariably broken? Is it a conspiracy? Is there an AI bug in the system by the maintenance engineers to boost their revenue?
I think someone's just had a coffee, haven't they?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think, well, I might pass on that one.
So we can pass that. We do have time for another couple of questions. Can you please stick your hand up if you'd like to hear more from Tom?
Hi.
Hi, you said a number of times that you're able to tell McDonald's why their ads work. So why?
So, not wanting to do a full creds presentation, there's a science to that. So what we do is we create a hypothesis about why the ads might work, right? So typically in the spirits category, for example, where we work with the Diageos and so on of this world, whenever they launch a spirit, it's down to flavor, ingredients, occasion, serve, cocktail, and so on. So then what we do is automatically generate all the ads in all the sizes that represent each one of those elements of the hypothesis. Those ads run on the platforms, and then that populates a dashboard that tells us which of those different triggers are driving the outcomes that the brand wants. So essentially we have a system of tags and a strategic system of asking questions of the audience. So in a kind of funny way, we're using live paid ads to research the audience, right? So it's not claimed behavior, it's not like a focus group. Actually, it's millions of people seeing a large number of ads, and they're voting for what they want to see from the brand by their click or their view or their purchase. And so what we do is we track all that data, and that leaves us with what we call the DNA of a top performer. So we can go, McDonald's, like for this audience on Snapchat, for this outcome, these are the elements that should go into the next ad. And then McDonald's can go and make that ad with every campaign learning from the last, because we can tell them why their ads work.
Hi. Your involvement with McDonald's between, if they've got a campaign which is about creating brand love and it's out there, doing a big sort of brand affinity piece and you're responding to that, how it works, is it different when you're doing a campaign which is more about just getting pure guest counts and just driving footfall into the restaurants. Is it the same process, or do you work harder for brand love campaigns versus sort of guest count campaigns?
We work really hard on all the
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do.
Look at the tears running down my face. So that's an interesting question. So what we do is we're trying to work out what the brand is trying to do over the long term, right? Are they trying to change the position, raise awareness for a new product, get people to the site, to trial, to download an app, whatever it is? And then what we will do is take the existing assets that they have, be it like TV awareness stuff, or is it pack shots and so on and so forth. And we will take all of that content and we will optimize it against the audience to deliver the outcome. And that is typically like awareness or views or click-through, which is site visits, or that may be a conversion. And on the driving store visits, we ran a campaign for a large spirits brand, this shall not be named, and we were able to increase footfall by 40% by just running ads on Meta versus a controlled audience.
And last question this afternoon.
That's the last question.
Yeah, hi.
Hello.
Can you elaborate, sort of, it's less of a question and more of sort of any observation, the insight that you have on the why and how it differs from platforms?
So, we've been going 7 years, and we operate globally, and there's only been one occasion when the results from each platform and each audience was the same. And that was when the media agency for the client had basically built 4 audiences that were fundamentally the same. So what brands, the mistake quite a lot of brands make is like, oh, well, here's our idea. We're going to put it out there and it's going to work because, we're the brand people. But what we find is we do the test and learn for the why, and we create lots of ads and show them the different audiences on different platforms for outcomes, and it's always different. So we work with a pharma brand in the US, and we launched a campaign, and the Spanish-speaking audience who got ads in Spanish loved ads that talked about like a kind of dark sense of humor, like having this illness, having the flu is like is worse than death, really dramatic sort of language. But the English-speaking audience just liked ads that talked about efficacy. And the brand had no idea. What the brand had been doing up to that point is just doing the same messages, the same visuals for English and Spanish-speaking audiences. But actually we find for every single audience, every single time, they all want something different. And the only way you can do that is by testing at this level of scale and sophistication.
And with that, thank you very much for Tom, Tom of Automated Creative here.